great, Ernesto. Congratulations. First of all, it's an honor to be in this stage presenting the advance of robotics in my field in terms of service robots and artificial intelligence application for residential use. Since my 16, I'm a curious entrepreneur, and in the field of robotics and the fields of what domestic robots can bring to Latin America specifically. And in the following presentation, I will show you the scenario that we have in Latin America in terms of service robots and some cultural and corporate implication that the technology has with this. Emiliano and Ernesto talk a lot about the huge opportunity that robotics can bring to the space and the healthcare field. But first of all, I would like to define together with you what is a robot and a mobile robot. And to make this definition, I would like to compare it to the human body. We have a human body that we feel through our senses, we think through our central processor unit that is our brain, and we do through our body. The robots sense through sensors, think through processors, and do or act through hardware and software. Sensors and processors, they are more smaller, they are more cheaper, they are more smart. And with this definition, we can define together that a robot is a machine that can feel, they can sense the environment and make a specialized action plan. And we have to make clear that the robotics is not just R2-D2 from Star Wars, it's a lot more. And maybe a lot of us make a direct relation with robots or artificial intelligence applications, and we are not conscious about this. In Latin America, since my 16, I helped my father looking for strategic gaps in terms of business, in terms of marketing, to introduce robotics in Latin America. In 2005, we introduced the Dolphin, the first robotic pool cleaner in Argentina. It was the first domestic robot that entered to Argentina and came with a lot of cultural, a lot of corporate implication of this technology, that we incorporate this technology. Right now, we are active in 6 countries with Maytronics. Let me ask you a question. Please raise your hands. Do you have a robot in your house? How many of you has a robot in his house? A few, but not most, maybe 20% of the audience. Let me make another question. Do you think you will have one by 2020, in 4 years' time? A few more, maybe 30%. And this show exactly this gap. We have the technological possibility that is really exponential. And we have really lower the social, the political, and the economic change, the real life. This reality gap, this really shows us what will come in the next few years in terms of robotics. And this is a graphic from Harvard Business Review that really synthesizes a lot of this acceptance to robotics that we have in terms of threats to humans and level of humanness. We can find in the upper right corner Terminator, and in the lower corner the WALL-E. And we have there is a lot of theories surrounding the cultural implications concerning robots, but we have really a huge gap between the acceptance of these machines and these products, these utilities. Right now in a house, you can find robotic pool cleaners, you can have vacuum cleaners, you can have lawn mowers, window cleaners, robotic pets, grill cleaners, etc., etc., etc. A lot of really useful applications that it's important to make clear that when a robot comes to an industry, it's because it's make a job really better than a human, exponentially better than a human capability. In terms of artificial intelligence, we can find mobile assistants like Microsoft Cortana, Apple Siri, or the M from Facebook that is really help us on a daily basis in terms of average consumer, and really what artificial intelligence can bring to the home will make really a huge evolutions in terms of the relationship between humans and machines. There is some examples that are really shocking For example, eternity.me, it's a social network that registers all our digital tattoos, all our check-in, new friends, or register in search index. And what it makes is an artificial intelligence for end users that when this person dies, it makes an avatar with your personality to continue communicating with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues. And this will change radically how we conceive life and how we conceive the human relations. This looks like science fiction, but it's really a technology that will become, and we will see more and more in the last few years. And we have to make clear that robotics is not just artificial intelligence or domestic robots with mobile or satellites or exoskeletons. There's a lot of machines that use robotics as a basis, like for example drones, autonomous vehicles, experimental robotics like now that we have one here. I think the Florida University has one here in the stand booth. They are all operated by robotics basis. We in Maytronics, the company that I work for, an Israeli company, we have developed an artificial intelligence drowning detection system. It's a system for swimming pools, commercial swimming pools, that detects live through artificial intelligence when a person is drowning live and tell the lifeguard, that this person is rowing in a specific point of the swimming pool. So we can see a lot of advance in terms of service, in terms of robotics and artificial intelligence for the average use and the average application, because this is live and this saves lives. And in terms of market, the service robotics, combined personal and professional, expect to grow around 21–22% in the next 4 years, and the service market is projected to reach almost $11 billion by 2020, according to global industry analysts. It's really numbers that they are shaping the industry and are forecasting a lot. And there is a more shocking premise that by 2025, robots will take over 30% of our jobs. It's in less than 10 years. This will make radical change in terms of in terms of what we conceive as work, in terms of social acceptance, in terms of economic development, in terms of political development also. And there is a more shocking premise that is 4 years later, by 2029, robots will have reached human level of intelligence. This is Ray Kurzweil. Tomorrow he will give the featured keynote that we all expect for. And a little conclusion or a little more shocking premise is that the innovation industry stipulates that by 2035, the amount of autonomous units will surpass the level of people in the planet. So this will make radically change in terms of social acceptance, in terms of work, in terms of this reality gap that we have as a society. And just to finish, Isaac Asimov, the greatest literarist from the 19th century, said that the saddest aspect of life, it was the technology or science advanced really more faster than the society in knowledge. So our mission as witnesses of all this digital transformation, of citizens, responsible citizens, of entrepreneurs, and the business world or corporate men, is to flip really this gap and to start using or conceiving these technologies in a critic way, in a way that will help society and it will help our business to do really better lifestyle and better business models. So that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Great. We're out of time. I'm going to invite those of you that might have questions to go ahead and come on down here and talk with the panelists. How about another round of applause for EK, Joan, and Ernesto?
Thank you very much.